Greetings and welcome to today's vlog, where we've finally got our Christmas decorations up and the Christmas tree is in the front room. We've had it for many years actually. I keep thinking every year maybe we should replace it, but it comes back and serves as well. It's one of those that lights itself up, got little stars, so it's quite pretty, and I love having those Christmas decorations. It just makes such a difference, don't they, to the house, to your property, and especially with the lights. So there we go. We continue our Advent acrostic theme. We're looking at each of the letters of the word Advent and making a word or thinking of a word that begins with that letter. So we have done A, anticipation, D, deliverance, V, venue, E, and then I forgot what the next letter was, enlightenment. So N, what do you think we might have? What word do you think we might have beginning with the letter N? Well, this is a pretty obvious one, probably the most obvious of all the letters, and I've chosen the word nativity. There's always something special about the birth of a baby, and what we remember at Christmas is the birth of not only a baby, which is wonderful in itself, but one who is the Son of God, God becoming one of us. The Old Testament prophecy of Isaiah, which was written hundreds of years before the birth of Jesus. This is a passage that's often read at carol services from Isaiah chapter 7. The Lord himself will give you a sign. This is Isaiah looking forward through the years. The Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and will call him Emmanuel. Of course, Emmanuel means God with us. Isn't that a wonderful sign? The most wonderful event in all of history, that God became one of us, God with us. He moved into the neighborhood, as the Message translation of a verse in the beginning of John's Gospel. God became one of us. And again in Isaiah chapter 9, for to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. You may have heard of someone called Christina Rossetti. She was a poet. She wrote some hymns that we may well know, and one of the hymns that she wrote is a lovely hymn for this time of year. Love came down at Christmas. God came through his son Jesus. He was born in Bethlehem. There's another hymn that was written by Charles Wesley, again one that we may sing at this time of year. It's perhaps a little bit old-fashioned in its language, but then it was written long ago, hundreds of years ago. Let earth and heaven combine, angels and men agree, to praise in songs divine the incarnate deity, that is incarnation, God becoming human. And then those wonderful two lines in that hymn of Wesley: our God contracted to a span, incomprehensibly made man. God who created all that exists, God who holds creation in the palm of his hand, God became one of us. God became a baby in humble circumstances, made himself vulnerable. He came among us. He was born as one of us. And that has such unbelievable significance for each of us. God came among us so that he could ultimately, through Jesus, pay the price for our sin, set us free, and opened up the opportunity that we might come back into relationship with him. No forgiveness, new life, abundant life. And that event was the most amazing, miraculous, wonderful event in all history. So much so that it cut history in half, didn't it? The years before the birth of Jesus, BC, before Christ. The years after the birth of Jesus, AD, the year of our Lord. God became one of us. Jesus was born in a stable in Bethlehem. If we could jump into Doctor Who's TARDIS and travel back in time, those 2,000 or so years, to that humble place in Bethlehem, we would have seen the baby Jesus. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Nativity. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening today.